Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Justin Beaver of the JB Project. He has just shared an outstanding new single called Hole for the Sun, and I am super excited to talk to him all about it. Justin, I sincerely want to thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I would like to thank you for having me, and I'm excited for this.
You're extremely welcome. I want to get right into it. The song rips from start to finish, and it's always so much more impressive talking to someone who does everything themselves, like from the production to the writing, the recording, the instrumentation. I have like a thousand things I want to talk about here. Uh,
Really?
the first thing though is I want to know, what is the song about? What does it mean to you?
Okay, so yeah, "Hole for the Sun." It's kind of an abstract, verbiage, but it's actually a simple idea. It's the idea of, when you find yourself in the lows, because life ebbs and flows, highs and lows, ups and downs. When you find
Love that.
yourselves in those low, you got to put the work in to get back to that high part. So it's, digging a hole for the sun is like, I kind of feel like sometimes you almost feel like you get buried alive under things.
Mhm.
And so you actually have to, dig your way out. So, joy. So,
I love that. I love that. So obviously, this is personal to you, or these personal experiences you're writing about?
um, the, this song is more of just a general overview of that ebb and flow energy. There's nothing really
Okay.
specific in mind other than each verse kind of attacks a specific idea in general.
Sure.
The first one is just, sadness in general, feeling blue, fighting like those, bad dreams, negative, mental, conversations with
Yeah.
yourself. The second one is kind of, you're feeling like, lovesick and, you know, down about that. And, the third verse is kind of about just not knowing where you stand, what you need to do, just uncertainty. And like I
Sure.
kind of represent those with colors in the beginning of each verse to just kind of set the tone.
I love that. See, I actually like going about it that way because it leaves it open to interpretation for the listener. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
can listen to your lyrics and be like, "Oh, I resonate with this and I resonate with that, and maybe it means this." It's always nice hearing it from the artist as well. Um,
Yeah.
and so obviously, yeah, I really want to like put in the fact that this is you. Like this is you on everything. The production is killer. The instrumentation is truly fantastic. Like, how do you even begin to come up with something like this? Like, even taking the message aside, just like the actual song structure and how you're going to make it feel.
Okay. Yeah. So um this song, it although it came together somewhat quickly, there's one element that stemmed way back from when I went to school for music.
Okay.
It is the guitar riff in the verses. I've had
Yeah,
that forever. I didn't know what to do with it, but I love the way it just kind of swung and hit a pocket.
totally.
And I never knew what to do with it. So it sat around for years. And then just one day inspiration struck and I kind of rolled with it. So normally when it's pretty similar for most songs that I do actually. I'll start with the guitar line, a riff, a chord progression that speaks to me and makes me feel something. Um, I'll kind of mess with that. I might work with the drum track to get a feel for it. I might work with the vocal melody to see where it goes. It's kind of all about like trying to find the feeling that it wants me to find for it.
No, seriously, that's what
Uh,
I enjoyed the most is like you could be talking about anything. Like it's the juxtaposition of like a sad sounding song and upbeat lyrics, or the opposite. But I just kind of felt like the package of all of this just it's great with the message and just like the emotion within the instrumentation. Like it just works so well. So it's nice that you were able to sort of unearth this demo from literally years ago to make this work. Super cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And so, and so, I mean, we're recording this at the top of the year right now. This is, the first single to come out in 2022. Are you the type of artist that's always working on the next thing, whether it be like the thought of a single or an EP or an album?
Yeah. Where I'm at with my career now, I'm trying to just do singles.
Yeah,
I don't I don't really have the time to be able to set aside to work on an album in its entirety, and
totally.
I but I have like a catalog of like countless songs that I'm working on all the times.
Yeah. No, I enjoy. I mean, that totally makes sense. It's kind of the way of the music industry nowadays. Is like we'll put out a
Yeah.
single because it's like it's all about content. It's all about like keeping up with people and posting and this and that. But in terms of actually working on the songs, do you work on one song at a time, or you kind of hop around from song to song?
It kind of depends on where they're at in the progress of being completed. I have, stuff that I might spend a week or so working on that is just very skeleton demo. It's just guitar and lyrics and maybe, just guitar and drums, or maybe just bass and drum, like that kind of stuff. And then
Yeah,
yeah, I kind of work through that, and then I might spend a set amount of time on, jumping to stuff that I've recorded all the tracks for and it needs mixing. And when I get kind of a little burnt out on that, I might go to I just want to start writing fresh again. I kind of
sure.
bounce around, but yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the more time you spend on things, the more it feels like a job. You start getting frustrated with it. You just kind of want this to be done already. So I understand.
yes,
Now,
yeah.
one thing I actually enjoy about your music as a whole, from what I've listened to so far, is you're not holding yourself to a specific sound or genre. Like you kind of hop around, which I like, and it shows off your like breadth as an artist. I want to know like who you grew up listening to, like modern day influences, if like anyone or anything that makes similar music to what you're making. Like, yeah, how did you get into it?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so the background on my music upbringing, no one in my family is musically inclined.
Are you
Um,
so you got all the musical skills? You just took all of their powers and just put it into yourself. I love it. Okay.
yeah, I can't complain. So,
No, absolutely not.
so yeah, that's the beginning. My parents, product of the '80s. I grew up listening to hair metal.
Sick.
I quickly learned to just absolutely can't stand it. And so it really pushed me early on to find my own thing that I like, you
Yeah.
know. And I do remember the first time I found the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was just mind blown wide open. I
Yeah.
mean, just my heart was exploding. Like I had so much of this amazing energy.
Mhm.
Um, and for I've only been playing guitar for 3 years now. I
Are
grew
you
up playing bass
serious?
for like yeah.
Jesus, 3 years. I've been casually playing since I was 13, and I'm like nowhere near as good. Maybe with more practice, but like, damn, good for you. Sorry, keep going. So
Oh,
more
thank you.
more
I
of a
appreciate.
more of a bassist.
Yeah, I grew up as a bassist, so that's another reason why I flocked to the Chili Peppers. Man, Flea is just
Yeah,
outstanding
yeah, one of the greatest.
inspiration, and it, listening to them, I it wasn't just their sound; it was how they went about constructing their music. When I dove into it and began like learning it, like the drums have their own groove going on. John is on the guitar, just being funky and stuff, and like Flea is this bridge, and he's the gap between the two, and that was important to me. And I want each part and instrument to have its own thing, but I also want it to link as a puzzle piece with the others.
Yeah,
And that really set the stage for like how I want my stuff to sound. I don't necessarily think that it needs to fit in a box with a genre, as long as everything links together and flows in a fluid event. I,
I agree.
why limit yourself?
That's fantastic, man. So how long have you been playing music as a whole at this point?
As a whole, I've started playing bass in sixth grade in orchestra.
Okay.
And by eighth grade, I had found a guitar player, and all we did was try to come up with our original stuff, and we'd
Sure,
record
sure.
it on like these cassette tape things. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But ever since then,
Nice. Okay, so then like I know that you were part of bands and now you're doing your solo thing, which is great, obviously, but was there like one thing specifically for you that was like, I want to take this more seriously than I'm taking it? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you can casually play with friends and try to like record stuff, but was there like a definitive moment, I suppose?
um, I guess there was two defining moments. One was when I was in a pretty successful band when I was in Colombia studying music. One of the projects we had was to then, as luck would have it, we just worked well together. But the idea was is you just find in the class they just split people evenly, and you're forced to come up with original music. By the end of the semester, you need to cut an EP, and
Damn.
we just gelled, and this band played together for a while, and we even got sponsored by the college to perform at South by Southwest way back in the day. And we flew out there, and like things were going great. And the next semester rolls around, and we're like, hey, we're still gonna do this like outside of class. Everyone's interested, and it was like one person, I think their schedule changed, and then the next person was like, well, if they're not going to do it, I don't, and it just fell through. And I was like, man, this is one of the most successful bands I've ever had in the shortest amount of time and the smallest little thing. So that was number one. Number two, I kind of got frustrated and went out with that, and I ended up moving back home from Chicago to Rockford because I'm not like the best at managing finances, and Chicago's an expensive city.
I understand. I understand.
And so I got a project together there, and it was going well. It was going really well. The music was there. I'll say that the music
Yeah.
was there, and we were doing things. But it seemed like I was like always the one to try to push. Like we should, try to get more shows. We should, go in the studio. We should try to get money for. And it's just like no one seemed dedicated like I was. And at that point, I had just that was my limit. That was the number two where I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's two strikes. Like that's enough for me. Like I'm gonna
No,
do
it's
it my
like
own way.
being in a relationship. Seriously, you can't, like both sides have to give 100%. You can't do this 50-50 shit, especially when one, yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah.
But like, I think even besides like the management of a band and like the business end of things, do you feel that being by yourself, obviously you have creative control to do whatever you want, but it's kind of your own destiny to do whatever you want and kind of take yourself where you need to go. It's a lot more pressure though.
hmm
So,
Yeah. I enjoy it. Um, the only thing I don't really enjoy it is I don't have anyone to delegate all like the paperwork, crap. And like
sure.
I really wish I could do that. As far as the art itself, I honestly love it this way.
Yeah. No, I fully understand. Paperwork sucks. Doesn't matter what job you're in. Just like, I just want to
Yeah.
rock. Like, I just want to make music. Why do I have to sign all this paper stuff? Fully
Right.
understand. I do want to focus a little bit more on like the solo aspect of things, especially for multi-instrumentalists. On the process side of things, how do you start a song? I know that's sort of a very general and broad question, but like, how does it start for you? Is it always different? Do you have a method?
As far as like the recording technique process,
No, just like thinking of a song.
oh, okay, yeah. So thinking of a song, I don't know. It's kind of this ethereal process, I would say, but
Okay.
I honestly, I jam on my guitar,
Yeah.
and if I hear something, it's just this knowing. It's the sense of knowing. We're just like, yep,
Yeah.
that's something. I'll put it in my phone.
Sure.
I might work on it that night, but it's like once I have like, it's usually does it. It usually almost always starts with the music. I'll have a riff or a progression, and it just speaks to me. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get some drums down. So I'll use like Logic has a drum program where you can like pretty easily drop some decent basic beats. I'll use that as a template. just for the demo. And at that point, I'll probably start thinking about lyric melodies,
Okay.
um, or the message in general of the song. By that point, I have enough of like the sonic, representation and energies and feels to know like, hey, this is maybe the direction I should go for this song. If it's like an empowering type feeling, or like this is maybe I can attack like a serious matter on this. Like one of the latest songs I've been working on is that's about consumerism in a sense, and how minimalism is a good thing. Um, you know,
I
so
totally agree.
I think the music speaks and tells me what it needs to be sung about.
I love that. And I love, I hear so many different answers getting to talk to people, and it's always different. And it's just like, for some people, it's like, I need to do X, Y, Z. And if I don't do X, Y, Z, I don't have a song. For some people, it's just like, boom, jam out and figure it out. And if it sounds good, then, it's all you. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, we are recording this at the top of the year right now, and I basically want to know, like, what are your goals for this time next year? Like, what are you looking to accomplish by the end of 2022?
Well, I'd like to have a lot more singles released.
Sure.
Right, right now I've been really trying to hone in and do some final recordings and stuff so I can start mixing. Because I know summer is a big time. Like my music works really good at like outdoor events, like festivals and city
Sure.
markets. I don't get a lot of attention at bars. It just kind of just goes right over people's head. Um,
Yeah, I don't think it matters what kind of music you're playing at a bar. People are there to,
yeah,
socialize and drink. So
true,
festivals
true.
definitely the spot to do it.
Yeah. So, so this summer I'm focusing on kind of broadening my live performance area. So I'm, at the beginning of the year, focusing a lot on getting these recordings, so that way during summer while I'm out gigging and whatnot, I can start mixing at the same time.
Totally.
To have that kind of a thing. But by the end of the year next year, I just kind of like to just grow my fan base and stuff. I mean, like
Yeah.
I think I make good music, but I don't really have a lot of people that know who I am, what I'm about, what I do, or where to even find the music
Right.
sometimes. So
Well, that's
I
the
just want
thing.
to kind of
Yeah.
get
Your music
the
is
out.
fantastic and it needs to be heard by the masses. And like, I'm not just saying that. Obviously, like, we listen to a lot of music, like, all of the genres in the world, but like, personally speaking, this is the type of music that I like to listen to in my personal time. So that's why I kind of took to it so quickly. It's just fantastic.
Dude,
Uh,
that means so much to
yeah,
hear.
I
Thank
really do mean that. So just, yeah. I've got a couple more questions for you at this point. I kind of want to go on the other side of the spectrum here. Taking the music out of the equation for just a moment, how do you plan on working on yourself this year? It's a new year. We're always trying to better ourselves in some way. What's going on?
you. Okay. That's an awesome question.
Yeah.
I I am a very, very spiritual person, not in a sense of like organized religion.
Sure,
Kind of
sure.
believe in universal energy,
Same.
that kind of thing. Uh, so I'm always trying to self improve, like, figure out, what, yeah, as an artist, we always struggle with like self confidence, or, staying with your head above water. So that's been a huge push to like, let go of past baggage and like find your self confidence and who you truly are and stuff. And I'm working really hard on that lately. So
Totally.
that's
And
kind of
that's
my
not,
goal.
yeah, that's not a thing you're done with at the end of the year. That's something that you're constantly working towards. And like, we should all have those long-term goals. Yeah, it's
True.
great, great answer. Justin, I've got one more question for you at this point. Basically, what I want to know is, for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Um, oh, regarding my music, right?
Yeah, just like a little welcome, hello. This is
Oh,
what's gonna happen. Yeah, there's no wrong answers.
gotcha. Yes. So yeah, if they're gonna listen to a song of mine for the first time, I just want to like let them know that um, you know, I love making music. It is um for me what makes my life go around. And I hope that, you know, how passionate I am about it, how much I love it is picked up in these recordings. I really just want to, you know, channel emotion, energy in a positive way to, you know, uplift and help raise the vibration of whoever's listening and, you know, help them feel empowered through the art and, you know, experience something unique and new, but not, you know, too out there where it's kind of hard to grasp.
Beautifully spoken and a fantastic answer. Justin, I want to sincerely thank you so much again for taking the time out of your life to do this. And I am going to plug your music for you one more time. If anyone out there is listening, which you should be, it is called the JB Project. The song is called Hole for the Sun, and it is just wonderful. But if you're going to listen to that, just listen to the rest of it because it's all great. And share it and send it to your friends and do all the things you're supposed to do. Justin, thank you so much again, man.
Yes, thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll definitely be speaking soon.
Awesome. All right,
Awesome.
take care.
Take care. Bye bye.